Hey there, it's Diane the Nursing Geek. Today I'm going to talk about something called AdventDrabbles. Now this came up in a conversation between me and Kate Cavanaugh. If I can remember which video we were commenting on of hers, I will link it below. Otherwise I'll just link her channel. But if you haven't found her already, oh my gosh, you need to, and go subscribe to her. Anyway, we were talking about our plans for the remainder of the year with writing. And I had said that, well, once NaNoWriMo is over, I'm going to put that story aside, let it marinate for a bit. A lot of people say you should give that at least 2 months. I don't usually give stories that long, but this is a very different story, so I might. Definitely at least a month. And one of the things I like to do every December is participate in something called AdventDrabbles. And Kate said, AdventDrabbles? What is that? You need to explain what that is and tell me about it and make a video about it. So here you go. There are basically 3 questions embedded in that, I think. What's Advent? What's a Drabble? Ergo, what are AdventDrabbles? Officially, really, Advent is the Catholic season of 4 weeks leading up to Christmas. In the secular celebration of Christmas, it tends to mean the days starting from December 1st through Christmas. For purposes of this specific challenge, I guess I'll call it, or it's not exactly a challenge, it sort of is. But it's the entire month of December. What are Drabbles? Drabbles, in the strictest definition of the term, are stories that are exactly 100 words. Not 99, not 101, 100. Your whole story right there. Now, people use the word drabble to mean short fiction all the time. And a lot of writers who participate in AdventDrabbles do use that definition. Including me sometimes. I do like the discipline of trying to write a complete story in 100 words, though. Not too often do I see Drabbles outside the realm of transformative fiction because, let's face it, if you have to establish your character, establish your setting, establish your just overall plot and everything, that's a lot to do in 100 words. So having existing characters, existing setting, existing understanding about motivations and plot is a big help. The one place I've seen Drabbles in published original fiction is actually Lois McMaster-Bujold's Cryoburn. I'll link to the Goodreads on that below. She did her epilogue as a series of Drabbles, looking at the aftermath of that particular book from various different points of view. But again, that meant she already had the characters, already had the setting, already had some basic understanding, and the reader already had some basic understanding of the characters' motivations. So, I'm not sure how much interest this will be to people who are not writing transformative or fan fiction, although it could be a really cool exercise to expand on your own work. And if you really want to try to just start from scratch and write the story with just 100 words and no background, I so want to read that because that is really tall order. What is AdventDrabbles exactly? It's a community that has migrated across different blogging platforms. Currently, I'm going to point to the Dreamwidth incarnation of it because that's what was used last year. I don't know if it's going to also be on Dreamwidth this year or if it's going to migrate to Tumblr or something, but if so, I'll add some follow-up information because I'm recording this way early. the way it works is Alice Ann, who is the head of the community, or who founded the community, she solicits prompt ideas from people, usually starting somewhere in November, so that she already has a bank to start with. And then she uses this little graphic of a Christmas tree, and which has all different numbers for all the days of the month. They are all flat at first. When December 1st comes around, you'll pull up the entry for December 1st, and that one will be flashing at you on the 1, so that it looks like, oh hey, somebody put a Christmas light on there. And you click on that and you will get the prompt for the day. Generally in visual format, although she also always gives a verbal format for if the link is not working, or if you are using a screen reader, so the image is not particularly helpful by itself. So you can either just get the verbal prompt or get the visual prompt. Most of which tend to be very Christmas themed, or at least winter themed. There's no requirement that your whatever Drabbles you write have anything to do with Christmas. Depending on what the canon is you're writing from, that's probably going to tell you what the characters celebrate, if anything, in the middle of winter. So you can run with that. I've seen people run in all sorts of interesting directions with that. Then you can post your contribution, your response to that prompt, and somebody collects everything at the end of the day and just does like a summary post of everything that's been shared for the day. The vast majority of participants are writing within the Harry Potter fandom, but there are others represented, so there's not really a limitation, and some people do write original fiction, or based on their original fiction, I should say. So that is absolutely fine too. So if you are interested, come play along. Even if you don't decide to post, if you just like getting a prompt a day to write something short, whether it's completely brand new or whether it's to do with characters you're already familiar with, it can be just something to get your writing flowing for the day before you head into whatever else you were going to do. So there it is, linked below, and that's it for now. Until next time, have a great day. Bye.